today's, we're just not going to talk about business, success, or just those things. Trust, it's not built overnight. I'm Dr. Sunitha, the founder and the managing director of Lucid Diagnostics and a radiologist. Let's get started. I heard it also in my family when people say, okay, let's get it checked. అనగానే ఏమో ఎందుకులే తగ్గిపోతుంది ఇప్పుడు చెక్ చేపిస్తే ఏమొస్తుందో అనే ఒక భయం. I think it's very common in South Indian people especially.
I feel so sad to see that there is no change in the mindset of people. ఎందుకో health అనేది it's never given importance.
And sometimes you just have to think like not about how much you spend, but if you don't spend, what is the future that you're going to spend a lot? What would be your recommendation? One test
Once a year.
What are the things that you do in a day each that calm yourself?
I love to do temples. So recently I've been to Brihadishwara temple in Tanjavur. And then appudu anukunnanu andaru Egypt ki velli, you look at the pyramids and you say, wow, I would like to say please visit. In our country, we've done such great things.
If you have to give advice to the younger generation, what would be that?
As a woman, you have different phases in life. When you're younger, then you get married, then you have children. I mean, all aspects as women. That single-minded focus is what I feel is very important. Everybody wants quick results. That's one thing I have noticed. Whether it's women or men, quick results will be like quick results.
And also I heard you do some charitable and you have that other side of you that does something for the society as well.
So one of my close friends, she mentioned that there's no ward for children. You feel emotional about any child suffering. Doesn't have to be your own child. So from the time the child steps into our ward, it's like a full end-to-end treatment. So we don't charge anything.
60 plus branches over the 19 plus years of service. What was the starting point? What was the inspiration led you to start this Lucid Diagnostics?
Not too many diagnostic centers in 2006, 2007. Why don't I also think about starting a diagnostic center?
Hi, hello, namaste, and welcome to today's conversation. So in today's podcast, we're just not going to talk about business, success, or just those things, but we're going to talk about purpose, persistence, and people's trust. And when we say trust, it's not built overnight. It takes years of effort, lots of tests, and the trust built over the time. So with me today, I have Dr. Sunitha, the founder and the managing director of Lucid Diagnostics and a radiologist. So today we are going to learn a lot of things and talk to her. Let's get started. Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Apurva. Thank you for doing my first podcast. I think my generation is not too used to podcasts as yours.
Yeah.
But I think this has to be a beginning somewhere. So
Definitely. And thank you so much for joining us today, ma'am. And we have a lot of things to learn from you. And we have a lot of new things to explore, understand. So we wanted to ask all those in this podcast and discuss those to you.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when we say Lucid Diagnostics, so now it's like 60 plus branches over the 19 plus years of like service. So everything has a start. And what was the starting point and what was the inspiration that led you to start this Lucid Diagnostics?
So I'm a radiologist. So obviously diagnostics is related to radiology.
Okay.
And after I finished my post-graduation, I worked for about 2 years in Asian Institute of Gastroenterology. And one of my close friends was into one of the equipment companies called Siemens. So you have 2-3 large manufacturers of radiology equipment. So he happened to come to AIG and then he was just mentioning, there's so much of scope in diagnostics.
Right.
And then not too many diagnostic centers in 2006, 2007. And a new center was starting up with, they were in discussion with another center which was coming up around that time. So that kind of, planted the seed in my head. Like, why don't I also think about starting a diagnostic center? And at that time, I think there was another major corporate hospital which was coming up, known to us. And then sir had come and asked, do you want to head the radiology department?
Yes.
So there was a choice for me. Either I go into a hospital or I start a diagnostic of my own. If you ask me after 19 years and retrospectively, I don't know. I would have, I think, been good doing it in a hospital also.
Okay.
But in diagnostics, you get more visibility and you're known as a separate brand. Whereas in a hospital, you get camouflaged and then, you're part of the whole system.
Right.
So that way, I think doing this was good.
Okay.
So that's how the whole idea started.
Started.
And then I started working on, plays, what to do. And then I did visit couple of states. So I don't know whether it is still existing, but there was a really, well done setup in Chennai.
Oh.
So at that, I haven't seen that in Hyderabad. At that time, it was a single state, the Telugu speaking state. And the diagnostics in our state were nowhere close to what I saw. It was a new setup, but they had a state of the art lab. So I just went for a visit when somebody said, this opened in Chennai. I like going around and seeing what's happening everywhere, and then, how are the centers and what are the facilities available. And then if I remember, Max was another center in Delhi that I visited.
Okay.
So it was done, how Delhi is. Delhi is, of course, our capital. So these were like two places that kind of inspired me that why are we not having it in the south?
Right.
So when compared, of course, Chennai was there, but not in our states. So all these put together, I thought, why don't I start something which doesn't feel like a sick place for patients to visit to give blood.
Right.
So, and I'm very involved in the look and feel. I like places to be clean.
Okay.
So that's how the whole thing evolved.
Okay.
And then lucid also means clarity. So I started looking up for synonyms for clarity. I thought of clarity, but there was already a clarity, I think in Coimbatore. One of the radiologists that I know was already running a center. So didn't want to have something by the same name. So that's how the word came out as lucid, because many people ask me, why did you come up? Because people name, it's more very Telugu name. Itla.
Right.
పేరెలా వచ్చింది అని చాలా మంది అడుగుతుంటారు. So, and then water, clarity. So that's how I started looking up, and then the word lucid came out.
Okay. That's very interesting, actually. In the same answer, you have given me too many leads to ask you questions. So you were talking about choices. So it started around 2007.
Yeah, and 2006 we had a soft launch, but then with the entire equipment coming in, full-fledged operations in 2007.
Right. So when you said choice, so you had a choice of either taking up a big position as a radiologist or starting up your own thing. So have you ever, you said you retrospected, but have you ever thought of, did I do it right? Or if given a chance, you would do it better? What would be your choice now?
Diagnostics, I think, with a lot of pride and humility too, I would like to say they were diagnostics before lucid and after lucid.
Right.
So if anybody would have visited, I think all of you are, everyone, you belong to the younger generation. So when I was carrying Meghna and then my daughter, my first child, and then I happened to visit one of the centers, and it was so basic that, I think we kind of set a benchmark in terms of everybody started renovating and then started doing good looking centers in terms of feel.
Right.
So that way I don't regret starting diagnostics. And then when you've done it on your own, the respect you get is different from when you're in a hospital.
Right.
But then the flip side is, in hospitals, I'm very interested in academics. So in diagnostics, you lose the follow-up after a while. Though you try to be in touch with the clinician and get the feedback. Sometimes I've seen something very interesting, or I've made a diagnosis which is very rare.
Okay.
And then to follow it up is a little difficult when you're in a diagnostic setup.
Correct.
When you're in a hospital, the entire loop is closed. You have the pathology department there, and you have the clinician sitting in the hospital.
Right.
So maybe that part I kind of miss.
Okay.
And then I did work in Asian, which was a very academically driven institute. So the standards of the center were, it's more of teaching, journal clubs, and then, case discussions. That part I do miss, but then I make it up by giving my own talks in the radiology conferences. And then I used to teach students also for a while.
Wow.
Not much later, maybe 4 to 5 years. So they used to come over and then we used to have these case discussions and all.
Right. So definitely anything you take will have a good and bad to it. So I think you are more inclined towards the positive things, and so you still stick on to the diagnostics. And when you said this, you have mentioned that earlier, before Lucid and after Lucid, I think that standard that you have set over, and especially earlier they were diagnostic centers which were like very basic in terms of even the look and feel. Now that's become a very important factor, because when you walk into a diagnostic center or even a hospital, you want it to look as much as good as a 5-star hotel, because that's where you wanted to like spend some time, give your blood, so it should look very neat, good and all. So did you spend some extra effort to, because it was not there earlier, so were you a little scared of building something like that, especially on a diagnostic center?
I was not scared, but then as you said, when you have to make a facility like that, the infrastructure, what you spend on your infrastructure
Right.
is much higher. So it was a little challenging in the beginning because we were not able to work with the pricing.
That's true.
And unfortunately, see, it's been 19 years. I feel so sad to see that there is no change in the mindset of people, especially, I mean, I'm very proud to be an Indian, but then manakenduko health anedi, it's never given importance. When compared to the other countries, they're insured and they always go for their checkups and all.
Right.
ఇప్పుడు ఇంకా మారిపోయింది, everybody wants to spend on their, I mean, as a woman, you like to look good. There's nothing wrong in it. I like to look good. I like to dress well.
Right.
But then I feel that little amount if you spend on your health. So that was a challenge where the pricing, you have to be competitive in the market.
Right.
And I agree on that to some. See, everybody comes from different walks of life. Everybody has a certain amount of money.
Right.
So when you have to reach out to all sections of the society, yes, your pricing has to be competitive. So that was a little challenging for us in the beginning. And as you know, whenever you start anything new, it takes about 2 to 3 years for you to stabilize, break even, and those things.
Correct.
So, but then it's way, it's a past for me right now to talk about it. But yes, we did have our challenges at that time. And in terms of equipment, I think I would like to say that is where we made a big difference. So cardiac CT, there was no cardiac CT in any center.
Okay.
In fact, when we started, breast MRI lekunde. And then we had a special software for looking at the cartilage in your knee.
Wow. Okay.
So these 3 areas were like even not even touched upon at that time.
Okay.
So we were probably one of the first one in some and the second in the country to have acquired the software.
Okay.
That way, I think because I'm a radiologist and I'm very passionate about my radiology, I was always very interested in getting all the, fully equipped system with all the software and
all that ready.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I think you are right in saying Indians generally manam ready avadanik gaani chala external బట్టలు కానీ వాటన్నిటికీ we spend a lot of money. But when it comes to health, yeah, you're very right that some negligence is there. So what do you think is something that changed post-COVID when compared to earlier? Because we see a lot of immunity issues. I mean, at least people are very conscious now. Do you think that shift has come post-COVID to people?
COVID, I think, was very tragic. I think many families suffered like great losses. And then we've seen some of the patients parking cars and then not taking it back. So that was one of the most, we used to run diagnostics in the Sunshine, which is now become Kim Sunshine. So the radiology and the lab was run by us.
Okay.
And we did have one gentleman who just came in for a test and then he was sick. He just drove and came and never took the car back.
Oh.
So I think there's so many stories like this. This was like a reality check for everybody. Anything can happen to you any day. So I think Dani Valla many people have, I won't say a great percentage, but ఇది వరకు 10% health checkups అంటే ఇప్పుడు కొంచెం maybe 30% or 40%, but especially the younger generation.
Right.
Older generation is, I think, still very casual about their outlook. Women, I feel, కొంతమంది భయంతో రారు, and ఏమన్నా I may detect something and it will affect my the future, and I feel చాలా మంది they don't get a checkup thinking ఇది బయట పడుతుంది, then what to do. So there's that psychological fear.
Yes.
I think that also we should leave behind, because now even for cancer you have so many treatments now. I think one thing I would like to say is health checkups will bring out the cancers earlier, or in terms of detection.
Right.
So recently, 1-2 years nunchi, I think post-COVID, as you said, we've started doing something called as whole body MRI. Nobody is doing it.
Okay.
It was just a couple of radiologists, me and other radiologists. We sat down and we prepared a protocol from top to bottom.
Okay.
So it takes about 1.5 hours.
Okay.
And then we try to look at your brain, neck, everything from top to bottom. So we've detected almost 3 or 4 endometrial carcinomas. So what is the advantage? Especially in women, I would say again, cervical, breast, endometrial.
Okay.
If detected early, especially cervical and breast, prognosis is 100%.
Okay.
అంటే oncologists ఎవరు 100% అని అనరు,
Right.
because life is only not 100%. So 95% cure rate.
Right.
So if you pick it up in the stage 1 or the early stages, I think awareness is what is required.
Right. Right.
So one health checkup once a year. So if you get one in 5 years, you've let it grow for 5 years, right?
That's true.
I think
That's
I really hope, pray and wish there is a change in the mindset. And once a year, you keep some date. It could be New Year, could be Ugadi, anything.
right.
And everybody gets one health checkup which is pertaining to their age.
Correct. Correct.
So the younger, middle age, older. So I think everybody now is giving out packages for
That's true.
all age groups.
Right. So, to continuation to that, you're very true in saying, I mean, I heard it also in my family when people say, okay, let's get it checked. అనగానే ఏమో ఎందుకులే తగ్గిపోతుంది, ఇప్పుడు చెక్ చేపిస్తే ఏమొస్తుందో అనే ఒక భయం. ఐ థింక్ ఇట్స్ వెరీ కామన్ ఇన్ ఇండియన్, సౌత్ ఇండియన్ పీపుల్ ఎస్పెషలీ. సో is there what would be your recommendation in terms of being it female or male? What is that one test or one regular thing that you need to keep doing every year or every few months? What are your recommendations?
I don't think you have to do it every few months.
Okay.
Once a year, whatever package suits you.
Okay.
You could have a history of early coronary heart disease. Tondarga heart attack vachi, your father passed away or your uncle passed away.
Okay.
So those people, it is necessary. Like if they passed away 30s lo chanipayar anukundam. So it's better you get one basic coronary CT to look at your coronary vessels.
Right.
So if you're a diabetic, then of course, as you said, few months ki, 3 to 4 months is when you check. Diabetes ki koncham baane awareness ochindani is what I feel.
Right.
Ippudu, like my mom is a diabetic, but then she takes care of herself. She's a doctor too, but still she's quite aware of, ఇది చేయించుకోవాలి 4 months కి వెళ్ళాలి, అంతవరకు బాగానే ఉంది. Cardiac still, I think post-COVID, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
it is still research under progress. But then COVID, either it's the virus, the vaccine that we've taken.
Right.
So virus, they say, is affected our myocardium. So that is the reason why we are having a large number of episodes of chest pain, heart attacks in younger patients.
Right. That was actually my next question. So we see like last few years, very young people are like suddenly collapsing down with heart attacks, and like there's no other way to actually revive them. And that you're seeing for very young people, that's actually scaring everyone. So is that the reason why lots of heart attacks have improved?
That is one of the reasons that they're saying.
Okay.
So we don't, it's a new virus. So we need to have data for some time for them to come out with, the 100% statistical articles saying that, idi దీని వల్ల అని.
So can anyone be affected with this? So what should
That
be
is
the
what's
preventive?
happening. Young, healthy individuals are having heart attacks who are not hypertensives, BP ledu, sugar ledu.
Right.
But danikine we had done even like a post-COVID package along with cardiac CT.
Okay.
So cardiac CT enti baseline untundani. Look at your vessels. If you're already like prone or something is happened, then you keep repeating. You don't have to get a cardiac CT every year.
Every year. Right.
So if there's something minor, moderate or major, so 2 years or 3 years or 5 years or normal unte, you get it done after 5 years.
Okay. That makes sense.
So I would say just one health package which is pertaining to your age and your medical condition. Keep doing that once a year.
Got it. And when you say one package, ma'am, like me, some of them might not be aware what they should actually do. So will Lucid be providing that kind of a support where you suggest people based on like the general history or something, what package is more efficient for them?
And usually like how, because I'm little involved in how the packages are done, what tests are involved. So we do like for the master health checkup would be for the 20s and 30s. Executive we do 40s and 50s. So we add on tests as you keep growing older.
Okay.
And then you have the senior citizen package for 60s and 70s.
Okay.
So basically nowadays, initially only few diagnostic centers used to do it. Now hospitals have all packages. I think now it's rampant.
That's true. And we also touched upon the pricing part. So we as Indians, we are so used to having things at a better price. So now we are not just talking cheap, but we wanted the best out of anything. So we want the best equipment, best technology, and the best looking place, but still the competitive price. So how is Lucid working out and competing with these challenges?
We have to maintain all the three that you have mentioned, but at a price that is very competitive.
Right.
But we cannot do it rock bottom, which is what is happening now. You had chains from west coming over, from the north. We've had like, especially after COVID. So we've had like mushrooming of,
Right.
There are diagnostic centers everywhere.
Too many.
And the major challenge is there is no entry barrier.
Right.
So, ఇప్పుడు my husband is into infrastructure. ఒక టనల్ చేయాలంటే you need to have qualifications, you need to have certificates.
Right.
But unfortunately, nobody asks, you could go and start a diagnostic center if you want. If you had the money, you buy something and you start, you employ people.
Right.
So I think that is what I would say is the market is, running in that fashion.
Right.
And then online. Now, after COVID, you asked me one good question was, ఇదివరకు కోవిడ్ ముందల ఇంత ఈ హోమ్ శాంపుల్ కలెక్షన్ చాలా ఎక్కువ అయిపోయింది డ్యూరింగ్ కోవిడ్.
Correct.
Everybody wanted people to come home, pick up samples.
Right.
So now we have mushrooming of phlebotomists doing things on their own. They pick up samples. We don't know where they are processing. They could tell you that they are processing in Lucid.
Oh.
So you could do a lot of things.
Right. But you never know. You can't go back and check all that.
So what I would say to the customer or the consumer is, they don't know what equipment is being used for the processing of the lab test or what equipment you are lying down on for your radiology test. So that is where there is a difference between the centers in terms of pricing.
Correct.
So I think e-awareness koda konchamo. Price chutam okay. I'm not judging anybody because depending on your incomes and salaries, you may not want to spend that much.
Right.
So, but then you should also do a fair assessment is what I would say. So if somebody has been in the market for many years,
Right.
so we've obviously done something right. So now you've seen centers coming up, shutting down. There are also centers which have come up, shut down. And once a year change kunedaniki koncham I feel that they should.
Spend.
Yeah.
That's
Anta, you don't have to do so much of comparison.
Right. And sometimes you just have to think like not about how much you spend, but if you don't spend, what is the future that you're going to spend a lot on? So if you're getting that preventive thing done and early diagnosis, that like you said, it's going to leave us or save us a lot of money in a later point. That's very true. And I think that's where Lucid from very long, I think it's not easy. Like I said, trust is not built overnight. And that's why this year's long of trust with people has got Lucid to such a place, and you are able to spread so much in terms of branches or anything. I think that's what it speaks about. So let's talk a little about personal, ma'am, now. So it's not easy, especially as a woman. I want to stress that. So you have a lot of choices happening, lots of responsibilities that you do day in, day out. So how is it for you to manage all of this as a woman? You never give up on everything, like anything, right? So you manage everything. You've been a mother. You are a wife. You are like everything. You're still managing the Lucid. So how is the overall? How do you cope up with all of this?
It is very difficult. But then I think I've told previously, I really come from a family which has always been, well educated. Everybody's been working. So we're like the fourth, fifth. My daughter would be the fourth generation of educated women, and or probably the fifth to some extent.
Okay.
So I've never been taught, I've never seen people around me being lazy.
Okay.
And everybody's managed everything, but maybe I've gone a step beyond that.
Right.
Because my mom stopped working after a while. So yes, it's been very challenging. You need to learn to multitask. And when you're younger, you get to do everything, and you need to, I always feel I juggle, so many works. But I enjoyed doing everything.
Okay.
So I don't regret, I hope I've given 100% to my children, but then they have their own take on it. So
Right.
I've tried my best. So I feel like even parenting, everybody is very judgmental.
Right.
I don't think there's anything like good parenting or bad parenting. I feel there is only parenting. And then everybody is a parent for the first time. So you learn from your mistakes. Sometimes you may have said the right thing or the wrong thing. So I hope I've done it right in terms of being a mother.
Okay.
And my husband has always been very encouraging. So he doesn't belong to the patriarchal society at all. He's always like, you want to open more branches.
Nice.
So he's like a very strong pillar for me.
Wonderful.
He's a workaholic himself.
Okay.
So it's an advantage and a disadvantage, because then I have to spend more time at home.
Right.
Or take care of things at home. It's been a big roller coaster ride. But I hope I have managed to,
Everything.
I won't say 100% success, but at least manage to do things in the right way.
Right, right. I think it's totally seen in all sectors. So I think you did the best that you can. There's no scale to actually judge 100%, 50% or something.
I think all of us, especially being a woman yourself, you know the challenges that we all have.
Definitely.
And major challenge for the younger generation now.
So when you say you've come from a very long journey, so you might have your own theories, your own values, or something that worked for you. So what are your values for life, or some things that you followed that made you come to this position?
Very idealistic at the beginning.
Okay.
And also I have a lot of integrity in what I do. Okay. So which is challenging in a very, I feel in the first decade it was okay for me to go through with my values. In the second decade, it is challenging when you want to do everything in the correct way and the right fashion. So what I've learned through my journey is it's good to be idealistic, but you should not expect others to be idealistic.
True.
So I think when that myth is shattered that everybody is going to follow it, that was one thing that I learned in all these years. Second is I'm more of a perfectionist. And I feel everybody should consider work as worship, and then
Okay.
so I used to integrate, interact with all levels of staff earlier.
Okay.
So somehow over the years, I feel that touch with the patient is slowly going away, and people have become more materialistic.
Right.
So that has come down. So you have to get used to a little amount of mediocrity in the work environment. I'm not happy to have that, but I'm forced to.
Yeah. Compromise.
Because it is impossible to get perfect people everywhere.
Right. That's
So
true.
at all levels, you start from. This I would say I see a lot of difference in South and North. Somehow I feel in North, this is a very personal perception, nothing aimed at anyone.
Right.
I feel for what they paid, they are given more than what happens in our states, probably because maybe we're more aggressive, or I don't know the actual reason, but
Got it.
that's what it's just a very personal take on.
Okay. Okay. And also I heard you do some charitable, and you have that other side of you that does something for the society as well. So you want to speak something on that?
Yeah, that is what I want to retire in, and not, in Lucid.
Okay.
So I think it's about a year or two after starting Lucid, it was almost very parallel. A year later, we started Impact.
Okay.
It's improving access to care and treatment.
Okay.
So one of my close friends is a medical oncologist who moved back from the US, and then she was working in one of the garment setups. And then she mentioned that there's no ward for children.
Oh.
So that's how the whole journey of Impact started. So a group of us, 3 of us started, very small way with 10 beds. And then we went to almost 9,500 beds in MNJ. MNJ was the Regional Cancer Institute. At that time for both the states,
Okay.
it was the Regional Cancer Institute. I think very proudly we helped in establishing the 100-bedded ward there. But due to some, administrative and other issues, we had to come out.
Okay.
And since 2021 ending, the last 4 or 5 years, we've been operating in Ramdev Rao.
Okay.
So that's also a trust hospital in Kukatpalli. So this is very close to my heart. And I think I have a vision for this, which I hope that I can do
Okay.
in my lifetime,
Okay.
like establishing a pediatric cancer center. So we do, everything is free of cost. When we were in the garment setup, they used to provide the medication.
Okay.
But now that we are in Ramdev Rao, and they don't have a cancer unit as such.
Okay.
So from the time the child steps into our ward, from transport, food, blood products, medicine, treatment, everything.
Okay.
It's like a full end-to-end treatment. So we don't charge anything.
Okay. Okay.
So they just come, they get treated, and they leave. And they follow up with our doctors.
Okay. So there are a lot of charitable trusts on cancer for adults, but this is very specific to kids.
I really don't know if you have, apart from the trust hospitals, Indo-American is a trust hospital for cancer.
Right.
So I don't think there is any cancer hospital which is doing free of cost.
Okay. Complete free of cost. Okay.
So as of now, we don't have Arogyasri, which is a real challenge because they have put a clause that radiation has to be there.
Okay.
And unfortunately, for radiation, you have to spend a lot of money to get the bunker done, the LINAC. We don't require radiation for children, but then in the government for us to take the option. So we are not able to extend, but other trust hospitals which have cancer are having for pediatrics.
Okay. So whatever you are running is very specific to children.
Only children.
Children.
We deal with less than 16. Sometimes we take 17, 18.
Okay. Okay. That's like the other side of you that is totally into the heart of you that's there.
Very much.
Yeah. So sometimes it's like something that really took some heartful, emotional things that led you to do something. Were there some things like that you emotionally got triggered with that led you to do something like
Impact?
this? Yeah, impact.
Not really. It's just seeing that they were, sleeping on the floor, the children, under the adult beds.
Okay.
That was the situation where we took up Impact. So we have first started with 10 beds, then 40, 80, and then 100.
Okay.
I think when you see children itself, it's very,
Yeah.
you feel emotional about any child suffering. Doesn't have to be your own child, but.
Right. Got it.
And another important thing, what was happening here was in India at that time, because that's also about 16, 17 years old. I'm not talking about the fortunate children who are born into families who can afford treatment.
Right.
I'm only talking about the less fortunate children. So we deal with daily wage laborers, and then that's the entire set of or group of children that we treat. There was abandonment. So they used to come for one cycle of treatment and not come back.
Oh.
So you have 3 children in a family, and one child has cancer, and they have to work every day to earn that 500 rupees or 1,000 rupees. So they want to take care of the other 2 children. So they never used to come back.
Oh.
So you're sacrificing one child
For the other.
for the other 2 who are healthy children. So I think one thing we did was to reduce the abandonment or dropout of treatment. So you have to complete a blood cancer treatment, which is leukemia in the medical terms, for 6 months.
Okay.
Then only the child is cured. So that was not happening, which is what was our primary goal.
Okay. Okay.
So I think now we are very, very happy. We would have treated about 6,000 children in all these years. And then I wouldn't say all 100% because we lose touch with children, and then, they may not have point of contact. They used to come from all the villages and all in MNJ. But recently we've had only the Ramdev Rao cluster. We had about 50, 60 children who were survivors.
Okay.
Very, very gratifying to see that they've gone. And I've seen kids going from school to college and then engineering.
Wow.
And then I did have one employed in Lucid itself, one of these cancer survivors.
Wonderful. That's
So,
really.
so that's very satisfying and fulfilling.
That's true. I think we talked a lot about different aspects. So, with all the vast experience and all through that you have seen in life, if you have to give advice to the younger generation, especially women, what would be that?
One is single-minded focus.
Okay.
So, as a woman, you have different phases in life. When you're younger, then you get married, then you have children, then you have children growing up. So, I think not to give up. I mean, if you think of something, you want to do something in your life, you will have a lot of ups and downs.
Right.
Emotionally, physically, I mean, all aspects as women. That single-minded focus is what I feel is very important. And discipline, if there is no discipline, then there is no success also.
Right.
And one I see in the present generation is they feel if they're working, they should ignore the family. If somebody is involved in family, they don't want to work.
That's true.
So I don't think that is actually required. So you can have it is a thin line that you separate work from, from your personal life. You need to plan your day properly, and then you need to segregate your work so that, and I never carry work home.
Okay.
Okay, that's, I think that's a big difference between me and my husband.
Okay.
So after I come back, my
Switch back.
maybe it is an advantage for me.
Okay.
I don't know if everybody can do it,
Yeah.
but I get into my own world. So that's one thing. You have to shut off work from family once you're with your family.
Okay. Okay.
And everybody wants quick results. That's one thing I have noticed, whether it's women or men. Quick results will be like quick results.
Doesn't stay long.
Yeah. So I think it should be a step by step, and then.
Persistent, consistent effort.
So that is always when you go step by step, it stays.
Right. Right.
So I think you should not expect fast results. Work on your goal with focus and determination as well as discipline.
Okay. Those are like the key things that worked for you and that
Yes.
you would suggest for the younger generation. Yeah, totally makes sense, ma'am. And when in this long journey, so definitely, did you have a mentor or an inspiration that you've taken to step up to this position?
I have mentors for different reasons.
Okay.
So radiology wise, my mentor guide was Joga Rao sir.
Okay.
So he's made a big impact on my life in terms of reading a film, giving the correct diagnosis, or I would rather say, make me a good radiologist, if I can call myself a good radiologist. And then, in terms of running a business, balancing academics as well as running a center, I worked in Asian.
Okay.
So D.N. Reddy sir was a huge inspiration for me because he's a fantastic doctor and then he used to manage Asian. Now everybody knows the way it has scaled. Then in terms of systems, like how a play should be run, my inspiration has been G.N. Rao sir from L.V. Prasad Eye Institute,
Okay.
with whom we are also associated in terms of imaging. And even my charitable work, I'd met him once or twice to talk about how to go about it. So I think these three people are the most important. Unfortunately, all of them happen to be doctors.
Right.
And then in terms of support, yes, my husband has been like my greatest support.
Okay.
So I'm probably very happy and blessed to say that, because many people complain about, men are not supportive. So I don't really belong to that category
That's very true. Blessed and touch wood. All the support is going to be there, and also you are a big inspiration to the future generations also. So how do you keep up yourself daily? Because you will be seeing ups and downs in business and lots of different things emotionally that keep dragging you. You might be overwhelmed. So how do you keep yourself stay to the ground or calm yourself? What are the things that you do in a day that keeps you?
So I have busy days, less busy days. But yes, in a week, I definitely need to like shut off from everything. And then
Okay.
I love to watch Netflix series. It could be a book.
Okay.
Love to read.
Oh,
And then I'm very interested in art. So I like to go to art exhibitions and all.
okay.
Travel, of course, love going to nature specific regions. But now come down after COVID, and I'm hoping that I, get back to my old regime. Not that I travel every month or anything, but, a couple of months, just like a short break.
Okay.
One long trip and a couple of short breaks.
Okay.
But now I'm growing older. So I love to do temples too.
Okay.
So I'm sometimes in awe of the architecture. So recently I've been to Brihadishwara temple in Tanjore.
Okay.
And then appudu anukunnanu andaru Egypt kelli, you look at the pyramids and you say, wow. So I would like to say, please visit. In our country, we've done such great things.
That's true.
And it's just amazing if you go. I don't know whether you've been to
No, I didn't know you're.
Tanjore. So it's just an architectural marvel, apart from being like. And I feel there's so much of power in our temples, especially the Shiva temples that I've been to is Arunachalam, and even here I had one very strong experience.
Okay.
So I love to learn shlokas. Evening I've started doing another small thing.
Wow.
So I keep doing a lot of things to, motivate my brain. So
That's really inspirational, because even when you're just doing the regular work, you say, I don't have time for anything. And you're managing this big chain of diagnostic centers and your mother and a family and everything, and still you have time to do all of this. This is really big inspiration. So for our lady viewers also, you're saying you're getting old, but we don't see it that way at all. So
I'm also blessed with good genes.
So how do you keep up with your look?
Not too much. I just do regular care of I don't do any extra things. What I feel is too much of makeup also kills your skin. So I don't do that on a daily basis, only a couple of times.
Right.
And I feel being happy makes you look good.
That's a very important
I've
point.
always felt that, people who keep things inside and then fret about small things. I don't know, it's your ఎప్పుడు మనము వాళ్ళు పైన ఉన్నారు అని చూడనక్కర్లేదు కదా. There's somebody who's also at a lower level. So why don't you feel that you're more blessed than them and then be happy about it.
Right.
I think being happy and positive and not putting too much of negative energy in your brain also reflects in your persona is what I feel.
Right.
It's just a very personal take on the whole thing, but
That's very true, actually. I mean, we are so focused on what you do externally, but it's not just that, but what your inside brain is cooking that's going to make how you look.
and what you eat makes
you
a
eat.
difference.
Okay. Make something good. So you have any suggestions of what would be the good things?
Again, I'm not into quinoa and all these things. As Indians, I think we can stick to rice.
Okay.
And then anything in moderation is good. So you should not overeat and say, that I'm putting on or, I'm not eating. I always feel you can stick to your basic Indian diet and then, but do it in moderation.
Right. Don't overeat and then don't starve again.
Now everybody is into the American system, you need to eat this.
Right.
I don't eat any of that. I have my regular food, ghee now and then.
Okay.
I think ghee has become a taboo nowadays. Ghee is actually good.
Right.
So anything in moderation. Again, I'm not saying you consume like huge amount of ghee and say that,
You come back and say, that's good. Okay. So going back to Lucid and the workspace there, so you have large setup and you have a lot of branches. So coordinating with all of them and especially the workplace. So what do you do to keep your employees motivated? How is the work culture there? How do you keep up with all of this?
Keep having regular meetings with the staff. I do give some kind of motivational speeches,
Okay.
which some of them may take it well or not take it well. So work culture keeps changing, and then as you said, the whole scenario has changed now. Too many centers, so attrition also is growing, and then so we have to be careful. Sometimes we hit it right with some of the staff. Some of the staff has been with me for 5, 10, more than 10 years also.
Okay.
Some are with you, some leave you. So I think that's how life is.
Right.
But you have to keep on training. So which has become more challenging now than before. Because of, as I said, a little paradigm shift in the work culture also.
Okay. I think we talked a lot of things. Now some quick rapid fire questions for you. So your go-to free time activity?
Watch a series.
Watch a series. Okay. What was the recent one that you've watched?
I've seen Empress.
Okay.
I like period dramas.
Okay.
Like The Crown, The Empress. And
Oh, nice. What annoys you the most?
laziness.
Okay. I don't want to go into details of who it is, but I'll stop it there. Which role is your favorite? Wife, mother, entrepreneur, or radiology?
Mother.
Mother? Wonderful. Your biggest strength as an entrepreneur?
I think probably my husband.
Oh, nice. And your weakness?
Being straightforward.
That's
or being brutally honest.
That's true. One word about your family.
Lovely. I don't think I would ask for anyone else.
Okay.
People say, I would have done this different or anything. I think.
Okay.
I have a wonderful family.
Wonderful family. Nice. And what would be one word that describes you?
Tough question. Probably repeat again.
We should ask someone from your family actually to give that rapid fire answer for
They'll
you.
tell you that I'm brutally honest is one thing that everybody will say.
Okay.
Probably speaking the truth always and trying to be right is not taken well
Okay.
by many people nowadays. So
But that's you.
that's me.
Right. What is the one medical test that everyone should do yearly?
For women, if it's a single test, that I would say mammogram.
Okay.
Even if you're scared, many women do not come to get the mammogram done. But
Okay.
there is something called ultrasound of the breast, which is also good enough.
Okay.
So I feel that's one test
That they should.
all women should get done, 35 plus, 40.
Okay.
Nowadays, we see so many young women with breast cancer.
Okay. Got it. A value that you follow in life. One value.
Stay true to your conscience. Don't do anything that won't let you sleep in the night.
Yeah. Stay true to your intuition. One medical myth you wish people would stop believing.
Everybody thinks mammography is radiation, CT is radiation. Yes,
Right.
there is. But with the latest equipment, the radiation is cut down so much. And it's always the benefit versus the risk. Do not think that this is radiation, and if it is required, you have to get it done.
Okay.
So it is not going to cause cancer by getting a CT scan or a mammogram done.
That's, I think, a big myth that
Yeah,
most of them
everyone
have.
thinks there's radiation, I shouldn't go there. So I think that's a
One place that you love to travel again and again.
Bali.
Bali? Nice. If you were not a doctor, what career would you choose?
I think I would have loved being an art curator or an interior designer because I love doing spaces, and then, I love choosing things, making a space look good. So
Okay. But
these
somehow
two.
you are also doing that too. Good. And someone says, I Googled my symptoms. What's your first reaction?
Even before they say I Googled, I always tell them, do not Google your symptoms. This is the first thing I tell some of my friends.
Okay.
Please do not Google symptoms because they give you from 100% to 1% rare side effects. Even for paracetamol, they'll say this reaction will be there.
Right.
Will you stop taking a paracetamol for headache? I think let doctors do their job.
Right.
We've done medicine for 5 long years and then house agency internship for a year and then done post-graduation. 3 years, super special, I've done for 6 years.
Right.
So maybe everyone should let us do our job.
That's a big thing that's happening around the growth of this internet over and the accessibility that everyone has. So everyone, it's very easy now with just go key in your things and it gives you a lot of things. And with that inception in mind, they come back and get the things done. So that
I feel you should trust your doctor and get your treatment. The treatment benefits are also better.
right. And one word to describe Dr. Sunitha. Not from the personal side, but as a professional. One word to describe you.
They all think I'm a very strong woman, so I don't know. You have to ask my daughter that question.
We should definitely catch up another podcast, especially to talk about the other side of you. Yeah, we'll definitely plan. So, and when we touched upon the AI and technology advancements, so everywhere the buzz you see is AI, whichever sector it is. So, has that impact also been in the healthcare industry? So, how are you coping up with it? What are your future plans on Lucid?
Artificial intelligence is the next thing. Whether it's healthcare, as you said, in any other sector. Healthcare, it's going to take a while. For example, they've been doing it for the last couple of years because people come to me for data.
Okay.
So right now, only for X-rays, AI is being used. So it's being sold like a software by the AI companies who've done work on X-rays. It's a long way to go. For CT, MR, for example, we have a tumor or a cancerous thing in our brain or any part. So when I'm, as a radiologist, looking at a film, it can present in 10 different ways.
Right.
So AI has to start detecting it as that particular disease or tumor if it presents in so many ways. For AI to detect that, it needs to have the data of 10 different varieties or 20 different varieties of presentation. So that's where it's going very slow in terms of whether it's a CT, MR, the other higher modalities. But it is helpful in the sense, when I want to screen, I have 20 MRs to report. AI will help in picking up the lesion. So I don't have to go through every section to see where the lesion is. So I think for incidental findings, smaller lesions, it will be helpful, but you would require a radiologist to come to a diagnosis.
Right.
So it is there, it is coming to stay. AI is going to stay, but we have to see how we have to get used to the whole thing. For a promoter like me who runs centers, it will be helpful because I can cut down on the number of radiologists that I have, because it's going to pick up lesions and then present it to my radiologist. If I could read 20 films in a day, I could read 40 now. So it's going to be faster.
Faster, yeah.
So the turnaround time is going to be faster.
Got it. And what are your future plans for Lucid?
In terms of us collaborating with AI companies, Lucid will be very helpful in giving the data required for each part of your body, because we have so many cases that were done over the years. So that way, I think we will be helping in building the database for the AI to pick up lesions in advanced studies.
Okay. Wonderful. And the final question for this podcast is, we have a lot of diagnostic centers come up in the last few years. So why should someone come to Lucid?
I think for quality, so they can always trust that a test is being performed in the correct way at Lucid. We never compromise on that. Right from the inception, when we had CAP, which was, it's called as a College of American Pathology, which was, I think, only for about 30-35 centers in the country.
Okay.
Of course, NABL is now more, I mean, I think many centers do have NABL. Patient care. And when you enter into any Lucid, you don't feel like you're entering into a hospital or a sick place. So we try to make you feel at home and then try to give you the best results.
Right. And in the best way. Okay, and that's a perfect note to end this section, ma'am. And thank you so much for tuning in today. And we had a lot of wonderful conversations. And definitely you are a great inspiration to all of us. And thank you so much. We're going to meet soon and going to discuss more again.
Thank you so much, Apurva.
Thank you, everyone. And stay healthy, stay safe. Stay tuned for more content like this to Lucid Diagnostics. And thank you so much, ma'am. We are going to have more wonderful content coming up. Thank you.